Alright guys, I don't know how this video is going to come out or if it even will come out. So I had a couple guys say that the quality of the videos are really shitty. So we'll make this one for you, and if it doesn't come out good and you don't see any videos for a while, you know that I'm saving up for a camera. So I'll go ahead and try to make this last video for you. A couple guys couldn't see this morning, I guess, on the cylinder head video, and I went back and looked at it. You can basically see that we took the heads apart. I mean, that was pretty much visual, and you could hear in it. So this is our bad guide. They're all bad, but you can see the movement in this one. You know, and you can grab the valve and move it around in the seat like that. It's no good. And you can see these seats are almost gone in the head. You know, they're super shiny, and they don't have a 45 on them anymore. They're almost a 70. This one's almost normal here. That one's definitely not normal. That's from the valves floating, pounding the seats out. And then I was trying to show you guys the back of this case. You can see the grooves in here machined in from the flywheel. And that was from the flywheel hitting the back of the case. Usually if you take it apart and you see the seal metal like that, you know, you can see where it's worn through the plastic on the seal. That's from having excessive in play. And you can see on this cam plug area where they peen the case together trying to get it to stop leaking oil in the back. That's from the case halves not being square to each other anymore. This case is just totally fatigued. The other thing I want to show you is the rear bearing. You know what to look for. When you take your flywheel off and you want to look at this right here is your bearing, the silver part. You can see the bearing moving back and forth on the dowel pin. And it's trying to rip the bearing off the dowel pin. So either the case has got a big groove in it or the bearing's got a groove in it, one of the two. The other thing that you can do to this is when you grab the back of the crank, if you watch the bearing, you'll see it move with the case. You can see the bearing move with the crank, and the bearing shouldn't move like that. So this bearing's beat off. You can see the back side of it's almost razor sharp from beating in the back of the case. So that's called the thrust cut is bad on this case, and the locating pin is also stripped out in the bearing or the case, one of the two. So you can see the back of the case is super clean too. That's another red flag that shows that it's been leaking a lot of oil. And so yeah, I was thinking about rebuilding these heads, but I'm thinking now after looking at them a little better. I've got one in the soaker. You can look down in the valve guide area down there and see the last guy that put the valve guide in got it too tight and cracked the boss on the head, so that's not a good thing. And although that boss isn't completely critical, it does support the valve guide there. So I'll have to let the customer make a decision on this, maybe get some heads from Brothers out in California. They sell some decent rebuild heads, and we'll go from there. I mean, right now they need all the guides, so 8 guides and the valve job. We're gonna have to replace 1, 2, I think 4 exhaust seats with the hardened seats. So at this point it might be cheaper to buy a set of cylinder heads. I'll have to make a few phone calls and see where we're at on that. But that's pretty much it. This is what's left. We might be able to salvage the crank out of there for a good core to have it turn, and then get the rods resized. This case is no good though. It doesn't have any inserts in it, and this is the main stud coming out of the side of the block here. You shouldn't be able to loosen the main stud with your fingers like this. It's not good when this happens. Somebody asked me if I could insert the case and put the stud back in, but the problem with these cases are once they start dropping the studs out and not holding the studs under torque, the magnesium gets fatigued, and it doesn't pay to time sort the case, because you fix that hole and then the next one next to it will be next. So that's where we're at on this one. And yeah, here's our motor that we already have built, our short block. And as soon as we get some piston cylinders and some heads, we'll go ahead and reassemble that and make a motor out of it. Here's our 1915 crank. I don't know if you can see it or not. You know, the camera's looking pretty dark again, and like I said, it's been acting sort of funny. So if the video is real shitty, I won't put any more up for a while. We just watch some old ones there until I can afford a camera, and that could be a while. So So you guys will either have to deal with the slightly darker videos or no videos, one of the two. So got the Nova here. Haven't done a whole lot to it. Had a buddy come by today that has another Nova, and we'll be painting it right after this one. It's the one I showed you guys at Randy's house, the teal car, teal Nova. We're gonna go ahead and paint that up for him and get that all done. He got it running, and he's ready to get it all looking good again. So we'll be getting that one in next, and hopefully next week I'll get this one in primer, and I think it's just going to be in primer for now, and then Randy's going to take this car back and we'll get Ron's over here and get it knocked out. Yeah, I did a little grinding on the clip today, and got a lot of rust on this thing, a lot of rust. So I don't even know this is a candidate to go in the car, but yeah, this ain't looking good at all here, guys. So I don't know, looks like I wasted my time cutting it out, and I'll be wasting his time putting it in. But you know, customer's always right, so we'll give him what he wants. I'm just not real happy about it. Hopefully it doesn't fit the car and I can't use it, you know, and we'll get a better piece. I mean, that's just total garbage there. You can see it's all rusted out on the lip. I don't know if that's showing up or not. That's trimmed down. I was cutting this off. This is the top piece, but it's got rust in between the two panels really bad, and I'm gonna have to make a lip there and all this rust here, and by the time I blast this, it's probably gonna have a few holes here and there. So I'm thinking that this might not be the way to go. And then I saw all this rust here. I wasn't thinking we were gonna be using this piece, but all this would have to be on the car, you know, all that's, we need all that. So yeah, I'm not real happy about this. I don't really know what to do about it, you know, sort of, I guess that piece isn't available. So if you guys are Volkswagen guys and you've seen this piece under the window available, let me know. You know, I'm definitely looking for a piece, and I really at this point would pay whatever for it, you know. Even if you got a good one of these, maybe you could cut out of a car. You know, I need it for a 64. So I don't know. I know there's not a lot of guys that want to cut a car up for a piece like that out of it. So all right, guys, I'm gonna do a little cleaning. I put a little Sevens dust on the floor, and that seemed to do the fleas in. So I don't have a flea problem anymore. Now I just need to vacuum the floor real good. And I dusted the shit out of this place, and I think the fleas are done. So they bit me for the last time this morning for sure. It was terrible, and hopefully that's the end of the fleas. I did hear today that I got some tranny parts in, so that's good. So hopefully Monday, you know, we'll go down there and pick up some gears. And this sure looks dark, guys. I don't know if it's working or not. So, you know, all I can do is give it a try. Alright guys, let me go upload this, see how shitty it is. We got the 1915 crank in the bench here. We're gonna go ahead and hang the rods on that and put their gears on there and do all that good stuff tonight. And yeah, so that's about it. No luck with the weed eater yet, haven't got on it, and haven't done a whole lot. Hung out with Ron today, and went and sold some diesel fuel with him, and got 110 gallons of it here. I don't have a diesel truck anymore, but I got some diesel fuel, and yeah, so that's a good thing. I got diesel fuel. Now I need a diesel truck again. It's another beautiful day. My buddy from Pennsylvania should be here soon, and maybe we'll take the boat out for a while or something. We can get you some boat videos. I don't know. I got one other camera. I can put some batteries in it and give it a try. It's sort of a rinky-dink one, and yeah, hopefully I don't have to buy a camera this week because it's not in the budget. So we'll see what we can do to keep the videos coming and try to get the quality back up. I apologize, but camera's made almost 800 videos, if not 800 now. So I got 800 videos out of it, plus a couple vacations, and you know, we painted a lot of cars together with this camera. So if you can, excuse the quality for a day or two, and I'll try to get something a little nicer. You know, that's what happens when you clear coat your camera, I guess, and they just don't hold up very good to that stuff. So I can't seem to get the picture lightened up, and there's no in between. It's either dark or way too way too light. So there's no happy medium right now. So I don't know if I got a setting that's off or something. Maybe later I'll ride over to IT guy's house and see if he can mess with it. I don't know. So this is my other tool I bought today, nice machete. I'm gonna go out there and cut some stuff up if it ever gets under 100 degrees. So, all right guys, let me let you go because I don't even think you can see anything in this camera. So hopefully you can't see how nasty this shop is. We're gonna go ahead and put some air in these tires, push this Nova outside, and give this thing a sweep all. All right guys, we'll talk to you later, and we'll see you tonight on the Mumble, or we'll talk to you tonight on the Mumble. So don't forget the Mumble. It's at 9 o'clock. Usually guys start getting in there about 8.